What is the proper way as a man to convey negative emotions to a woman? This is a very, very important video for you to watch. So keep watching till the end so you get all the value. Get out a notepad. Let's get into it. My name is Sumat Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm here to help you feel your best and perform your best, okay? Now, I'm also co-founder of Primal Sutra. Definitely check that out. I'm also running a Matches into Dates challenge, okay? This is gonna be a RIZZ upgrade challenge for you. So particularly if you're looking to really improve your RIZZ in your online dating, that is the program to do. Hit the link in the description, go purchase that, and you'll be added to the secret elite Telegram group where you'll get all the text examples and also the daily Zoom calls that are gonna be happening at the end of the month, 29th May, okay? We're about real far into main character March, bro, and I'm feeling my energy is slowly changing and transforming, and I can already feel that something wild is about to happen, and I like to emphasize that change at times. I like to really, formidably work it out. So I've received a question, okay? I think another topic you could cover in your videos is the proper way to convey negative emotions to a woman. Men are given little to no tools on how to communicate their frustration, unhappiness, anger, and problems with women to women. This really makes men suffer silently, especially since society trivializes men's frustrations in relationships and treats us as simpletons, which we are not, okay? Straight up, man. Look at all of these examples in culture of relationship. Have you seen one example of a relationship that you're like, yep, that's the one? We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We can't know the full picture. I've noticed in my life that the most important thing that you grow up around, you gotta start with a strong base, a foundation, a philosophy of something that you believe in. Something that you truly, truly believe in. Like, you gotta start with that philosophy. Okay? The woman is a cosmic detective. She's gonna tell when you're lying. She's gonna tell when you're not doing something right, when you're out of authenticity. She's gonna know that, bro. That's why you gotta be on your shit. You gotta be so authentic that it pierces through all of the other nonsense. Look at all the guys, hard eyes, fire emoji in all our pictures, okay? That's the guy you don't wanna be. Now, obviously, there are gender-type temperaments, and women behave differently than men in different scenarios, and we can get into all of that. But the first thing you want to autocorrect right away is your integrity. Your integrity. When you say you're going to do something and she can trust that you're going to do that. As a man, you are expected to have your shit handled, correct? So when you go over to a woman at times, talking about the problems that you face around her without her getting offended or arguing with you or getting into an argument, you got to get to the level where you don't tolerate that kind of argumentation and negative energy, okay? And you set very healthy boundaries with her in a loving way. You tell her, look, I really appreciate what you've done for me, but this kind of behavior is not going to fly. It's not going to cut it with me. Either you change that or you work on that, or we're gonna have to split. Okay, we're gonna have to distance ourselves from each other because I don't want that energy in my life. And I understand, I have compassion for you, but at the same time, I gotta look out for myself, my tribe, my family. Okay, this is the kind of language that you want to embody, accumulate, right? Language of men speak of honor, loyalty, respect, ambition, these kinds of topics, right? Success. If you are talking this language and you're talking the language of logic and explaining it to her step by step, you see, you are her moral compass. You are her moral code. So if you're fucked up in your own moral code and you're doing things behind other people's back and you're being shady and you're being jealous and you're being insecure, of course, that's gonna leak its way into your relationship. You get that? It's gonna leak its way in there somehow. She's gonna sense it. She's gonna sense something is off. That's why the greatest test for your own authenticity is to be with a woman. Okay? Now, some women are very gullible, and I get that too, okay? But I'm talking about the intuitive goddess women who know the nice guy is actually gonna get annoyed at her. You get that? He's gonna get annoyed. He's gonna feel betrayed. Why did you go out like that? Why did you do this? Why are you not here at time? Why are you? And it's speaking desperation. It's insecurity. And she's reading that. She's not reading what you're saying to her. What you're saying to her might be completely logical. Don't go out like that, right? But the way that you're saying it tends to show her that you are not the prize. You are not the man in the relationship. You don't hold yourself to a very high accord. So Jordan Peterson has said this, right, in terms of his science, and I trust his science and what he's saying in terms of this, because we know this biologically to be true, okay? Women are physically weaker than men, okay? I'm saying that, but it is the truth, okay? Start to understand this. I don't want to get into weird arguments with people like this, but understand that biologically, women are physically weaker than men. She has a physical threat that she could be in danger. She could be used for her body and so forth, right? Now, as a man, you are the literal physical protection, okay? So you've got to have that aura of physical protection for her, okay? Even if you're not really demonstrating, you're demonstrating it with what? Your nonverbals, your body language, the way that you're saying it, the way that you're speaking to her. Why is it that with one girl you can be like, I want to lick your face, and she goes, yeah, sure, come over. And you say that to another one and she goes, oh, that's so rude, okay? She's had bad experiences with men. She's closed off her heart. Why are you going to put yourself into that energy? Now, of course, I agree with this, and I am a counselor and a positive psychologist, right? So I treat lots of people. So, of course, I've cured lots of people, treated lots of people, and helped lots of people going from a fear to a flow. And I understand I've also helped lots of women, okay? And I notice the patterns that women tell me. A lot of women just want to vent, and guys just want to solve the problem immediately. Now, you gotta be solution-oriented as a man. I truly believe that. That when you're talking about your problems or your negativity about her, you gotta do it in the form of a feedback sandwich, bro. I'm telling you. Praise her, critique her slightly, praise her. Women respond to praise. That's how she glows in her feminine. Men respond to challenge. That's how we grow in our masculine. Okay? So the critique is going to be the center of your sandwich. The feedback you're giving her. Let's say you're gonna have to talk to her about something really awkward, right? Like let's make it something really awkward. How about like, how about something like her feet smell? Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so you go, you know what, babe? You know how I think your feet are like the cutest thing on planet Earth, right? Because they're so fine, I want to see you taking extra care of them. You know, cut those cuticles. And also, you know, maybe lotion your feet. Okay, sometimes I get a little smell when we're in bed together, and that's completely valid. Like, you're a human being, you know what I mean? But wouldn't it be cool if your feet were like shining? Maybe you got a manicure, pedicure. You know, you take off your sock and it's just like cling. You know what I mean? So that's the language that I'm telling you. You're not offending her by saying that, right? Now, sometimes you do gotta set down the rule and be like, enough is enough. Now, sometimes you gotta be like, enough is enough. You gotta bring out the beast, okay? Not in terms of an aggressive way, because a lot of guys take this too far and they start raising their voice thinking they're gonna win the argument like that. You're just in your own reality, man. You don't need to raise your voice, bro. That's in your own reality, whatever. Okay? You're taking the issue way too seriously. That is part of the issue. You see what I'm saying? You are taking this issue and problem that she has, and you're making it into this grave, giant chess math equation. And that's what the male logical mind does, right? It just makes everything classification, categorization. Oh, this thing goes here. But in a real flowing conversation, she's not going to react to that, positively at least. You got to change her mood, not her mind. Okay, straight up. So Jordan Peterson said that women are higher in agreeableness and also higher in negative emotions. What is the reason for this? You've got to be agreeable and be okay with having higher negative emotions, because negative emotions are protective, correct? They're survival-based instincts. Negativity is associated with survival. Understand that. So you have a survival issue, my friend. You're not arguing with her, really. She needs agreeableness and negative emotions so that she can take care of the infant. Her genetics is saying that. She can sense when the child's face is going just like that, like a micro expression, and she can tell the baby wants food or water or a pat on the back or belly rub or whatever, right? She's accustomed to that, to picking up those frequencies that the baby is saying or doing. This is a literal suffering small human being in front of them. You get that? So her biology knows that, okay? You gotta be solution oriented, so you gotta know what you're actually gonna do when you tell her, okay? Don't expect her to solve the problem for you. Especially if it's a problem around you and what you're saying around you, you handle that yourself, man. Only problems around her that you're gonna have to talk about, you gotta use this feedback sandwich approach. But in general, let's just say that you're struggling at work, right? There's a lot of stress at work. Hey babe, this week I've been experiencing a lot of stress at work, and it's just keeping me up at night and things like that. And I just thought that, maybe I should do some self-care, some aftercare. So I was thinking I'd go to the sauna next week and kind of have that handled and figure it out. What do you think about that? When you ask for her opinion, you just say, hey, I just, I'm going through something. I just wanted to bounce ideas off of you, get a female opinion. What do you think about that, right? That is a good way to ask her, because you're actually opening up the door. You're not saying this is exactly how I want to do it and this is what I'm doing and this is... There are times when you have to speak like that, but it's an art form. You can't be like one all the time, okay? That's the secret. You gotta be constantly shifting and moving and responding in the moment. This is why improvisation is such an important thing. This is why learning about the flow state is such an important thing. So you can always respond in the moment. And when you sub-communicate negativity yourself, of course you're gonna get negativity back. That's just a given. But can you remain positive while she's being negative? Here's a better one. Can you remain neutral while she's being negative? Okay, because being positive while being is negative is like two different worlds. But neutrality, or being the center point, being the sense of zero, or Shiva, right? The container of space, consciousness itself, and then the Shakti within it that's flowing and going everywhere, and it's splashing like a tsunami, and it's doing this and it's doing that, and it's changing its opinions, like it's changing its clothes, and it's doing its makeup, and it's doing its hair, and it's walking outside, and it's forgetting that she left something at home, and then she's coming back, and then she's going back out again, and then she's like, going to the mirror and checking out how she looks, and everywhere she looks, it's like her own image is being, carried around with her, and she's worried about her image and how she's portrayed. Then she goes to the club, and she twerks a little bit, kind of like the baboons that also, push their butt out a little bit. It's kind of like a mating call. And you get this. Understand that you get this, bro. Start to understand her world a little bit. Okay? Now, not every girl is like that, obviously, but start to understand that this current generation, yes, there are certain things that you need to understand, because a lot of men are judging her based on her behavior. Your judgment of her behavior is actually stopping you from generating something powerful with her. I'm not saying go and cry in front of her, go and be vulnerable, go and be petty in front of her. Don't do all that stuff, man. She doesn't need to see you like that. Imagine this, right? The rule that I give myself is, would I want my dad to do that? Right? That's my code. Would I want my father to take that decision? If the answer is no, I will not do it myself. Okay? And when I say father, I think of the best version of my father, right? I think of like him as like Thor, in a sense, okay? I'm not thinking about like my dad in his, in his most average form. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about he is Thor, and he is actually the Buddha himself as Thor, okay? That's what I'm talking about. So you've got to amplify and make your life more important to you, okay? You might be thinking, oh, that's narcissistic, but hey, even Krishna looked in the water and he appreciated his own beauty, did he not? So how can we sit here and just blame everything on this kind of, narcissism that women have? We can't blame that. She wants to be a goddess. She wants to be known. She wants to be seen. She wants to use these labels to describe everything. Hey, it makes her feel like she understands her reality, when in reality, she doesn't know what the fuck is going on. You have to guide her. Now, guiding does not mean controlling her. She has to respect you enough in your character, in your leadership, that if you go, hey babe, can you get me a coffee? And she goes, no, get it yourself. You're in a bad dynamic. She has more masculine polarity than you. She doesn't respect you. She maybe thinks you're a beta male or whatever, right? She is not respecting your authority. Now, what if she respects you, she really loves you, she depends on you? What if she depends on your support, she really cares for you as a person, and she has a few shadows here and there, right? That's okay. You can work with that, okay? You can work with that. She goes, of course, anything for you, sir. And she kisses you on the third eye. That's the one, okay? She understands the code of respect. Disrespect will close a relationship up, okay? I don't believe in the doctrine of treat him mean and to keep him keen, okay? You don't have to be boring either, right? You got to be interesting. You got to have an interesting life. You got to be spontaneous. You got to be doing cool shit. You got to be making your money, stacking that up on the side, right? All of this other stuff applies to it. And I know it might seem overwhelming as a man, that why am I being seen as this ATM machine? Right? Why am I being seen as this ATM machine and this kind of, just genetic specimen? What about my spirit and my aura, my essence, That stuff is great too. But that translate, like that, your aura should translate through your health, wealth, and relationships too, man. You know what I mean? Just because you have an aura doesn't mean that you're just like, you sold your home and you're living in a commune. There's a video of this guy, right? The woman comes up to him and says, what do you think about this? What is your job? And he's all giving like answers that just don't, even relate. What's your name? He's like, I'm Goku.
You say you spend in 1 month living in New York City. Everything is free, nothing. Everything is free. Of course, because I'm Neo in the Matrix. How do you get everything for free? Because I am the one, I'm Neo. You see the movie Matrix? I'm Neo in the Matrix. You're everything. I am.
My advice would be change how you feel internally before you speak to her and having a difficult conversation with her. Change your state internally. If you're breathing really fast, if she senses your nervousness, this is a technique that I learned a really long time ago, okay? When, let's say a girl is calling you and you're super nervous and you have to talk about a problem with her or something, right? I found this to be so powerful as a technique, and I'm sharing this on this channel right now. So you better hit that like and subscribe button, okay? Because this is golden. This is golden advice right now. Learned this from my mentor, AZD, okay? So when she calls you, right, you got to speak to her about a nervous topic, okay? You do a bunch of push-ups. Bro, I'm telling you, this is powerful because it will fit your character. Let's say you're dating multiple women and she's questioning you on that reality, okay? She calls you. Ring, 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 ring. You do a bunch of push-ups. Just like crank them out. Like 15, 20, 30, right? And then she calls. You pick it up. After, you go, hey there, babe, what's up? I'm in the gym right now. Yeah, I wanted to talk about what you said the other day. And now as you're going, it makes sense. Because you were at the gym, you're doing push-ups. Your nervousness makes sense to your character. Do you get how powerful this is? And of course, this is a little tweak or a little hack. You might see it like that, but this is actually life-changing for a man. Why? Because this entire game of love and war, it is all perception-based, my friends. You got to understand that. She has a weird perception of you that might not be true. So you got to communicate with your intelligence. You've got to communicate to her from your value. I remember I was crying in front of my ex-girlfriend, and my mom told me, cut that shit out. Don't do that. Don't cry. Because she understood as a woman the negative effects that it will have on her psyche. Another thing I remember I did in my past relationship that kind of reminded me of this is like, my girlfriend would be sitting like this, right? And I would have my shoulder over hers. And she was telling me something like, it should be vice versa, She should have her shoulder on you and not that way. And I didn't get it at the time, but now that I'm much wiser, older, woke, I get that actually. right? I understand the male-female dynamic a lot better than I did when I first started out. Okay, because this stuff can be very confusing and no one teaches this stuff, right? We learn it from YouTube like this. Do you go to class like Pimpology 101, right? No. It's like Attractionology 101. No, bro. We just learn it from movies and shit, like in Bollywood. Okay, I guess I have to hide behind a tree now, shit. I'll tell you what it is. It's the dad frame, okay? That's how you want to communicate to her. Now, this may sound weird to some of you, but understand this is the most powerful frame known to men. And you can be a teenage boy using dad frame. I don't even care, bro. But that frame is the most powerful frame on planet Earth, the masculine frame of the father. Look at all the world religions. Fatherhood, right? Holy Father, Baba something. It is all that. All of it is dad frame. The reason why they created religion, by the way, is to keep women's sexuality in check. Understand that. So the dad frame actually works really well. Not exactly treating her like a daughter all the time, 24/7, but little moments of this dad frame, it just keeps her in check, you know? And it keeps you talking in a frame that is very, very dominant, very, very powerful, right? And it's also very caring, right? A father is very caring to his daughter. He's not like rude to his daughter. It's playful. Where are you going out looking like that? Right? That's such a dad thing to say, right? Where are you going out looking like that? Right? Oh, someone's had a little bit too much sugar, right? It's like a frame. It's the way that you speak to her. Imagine you're talking to your little sister. All right, whatever, goofball. So imagine how your dad, at his best, would critique you on something. Let's say she's calling you 11 times or something. How would a father respond to that? Hey there, sugar, is there anything wrong? You called me 11 times. It's not normal, okay? Is there an emergency? Right, that's how you'd respond, right? With the genuine care. But it's also coming from a frame, a hidden... What is a frame? A frame is the way that you see reality, my friend. If you have a weak frame, you're gonna be a man who's gonna wait like 9 months before you have sex with her. If you have a very strong frame, you can speed past that, okay? Right into the bedroom. But it's all coming down to how you see reality. Your belief systems around things, right? So you as a man, you've got to do the inner work, the shadow work. Figure out what are the things, what are the insecurities, and go work on those things. I took that on as a self-improvement experiment, as a challenge. As a man, you gotta get challenged, you gotta grow like that. So yes, she's challenging you on a couple of things, but you stay in your reality, right? You're on Mars, and then suddenly you're going to Jupiter, when you gotta stick to Mars. This chick asked me, where am I from? I said, I'm from another planet. I'm just visiting Earth, actually.
Where are you from? Everywhere.
She said, oh, that's so cool. She played along with it. You know why? Because that's the dynamic. Women are looking at the words. They're seeing what is underneath. You're sub-communicating something else. What does that sub-communicate? I don't really care if you think of where I'm from or not. I'm just going to speak my truth and have a little bit of fun. That's what she's reading. You see? And so she either accepts the frame or she rejects it. If she rejects it, she's going to be like, all right, that's kind of weird. Whatever, walk away. But if she accepts it, hey, now we can banter, now we can play, now we can actually provide ourselves with this Shiva Shakti dance that's going to happen. You get me. You feel me, okay? I hope this is a powerful video today, man. We can talk a lot more about this topic. Let's get it today. Upward spiral gang. May we never be the same again. Us, let's go.